This is your 17 reading. Basically, the overall summary of your reading is some really bad stuff happens, and you gotta pick up and keep going. Ten of Swords popped out. So for some people, I see that someone has died, and for other people, I see you've just had some kind of betrayal or tragedy happen. And for some people, this might be a lot of rejection, like over and over again, just a cycle of rejection. On the bottom of the deck, we had Death. So again, we have 2 Death cards here. We also have 2 rejection cards. But just so you know, with the little light in the background, there is hope. I see a complete and total transformation going on here. Something is not going to be like the way it was. I'm also seeing that somebody's choosing to end something here. I don't know if that's supposed to be suicide or if you're choosing to end a relationship. I'm not saying you're trying to commit suicide. Of course, that could be an issue. But if somebody did die by suicide, that could be somebody you know and you care about. But I'm seeing complete change and the need to... And I think it's an unexpected event. I really don't know if it's already happened or not. And I hate to put some anxiety in anybody. I really don't know if it's happened or not. If you've been rejected a bunch of times, then yes, it's probably been leading up to it. I'm also seeing here there's an end to an old way, and then a new routine starts. I could see a company coming over from maybe another country or another state, and they're devouring your company where you work, and then they're probably laying people off. Because this is talking about being devoured without pity. This can also be a sexually passionate card. So somebody could have betrayed you through an affair. Both of these cards are ruled by Scorpio. So I don't know what you know about Scorpio, but you'd be dealing with one, whoever that Ten of Swords person might be. So there's a lot of just really terrible cards in here, guys. Like 5 of Cups, the Moon, Strength reversed, Wheel of Fortune reversed, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, and then Death and 10 of Swords. I mean, you don't get much worse than that, guys. So all I can say is if you're hitting rock bottom this month, it can't get much worse. And so you gotta only go up from here. All right, so we have the 5 of Cups. And it's clarified by the Ace of Swords. And so here I'm seeing that you're focusing on the tragedy, whatever it might be for you. This is saying that you need to see clearly what is still out there for you. For some people, it could be you're not getting recognized at work and somebody else gets your credit, which again is something that Scorpio's been getting in Virgo too. So I don't know why everybody's having the same problem. It's very strange. Or you have Scorpio in your chart and that's why it's showing up. And the Virgos too. Because I originally had this for Scorpios. Them not getting recognized or somebody's taking credit. I'm also seeing the need to change your mind. And then the Ace of Swords, as far as timing, says now, in minutes and hours. There needs to be a change of mind, or you're going to pretty much uncover something that's a big disappointment in love, and it's going to cause you grief and sorrow. So very, very soon. This could be saying very, very soon, change your mindset. But from whenever you watch this video, you don't have much time before you're having to make a decision. It could be about a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, and then next to the 5 of Cups, we have the Moon. And you guys know what Moon's all about. You can have a new start and be victorious. You can have this new mindset, this new beginning, but you're going to have to cut your way through. And you're probably going to have to cut through some kind of delusion or depression or anxiety. Okay? It's saying you're going to have to take some action because the Ace of Swords is an action card. You cannot be passive. You can't hide your face and cry because there's really no time for that. And I don't mean to sound harsh. I'm just trying to get out the urgency that I'm feeling in this reading. The Moon also talks about the need to build your own security. I do see probably the need to journal your thoughts and your dreams as well. There'd be a need to clear the air with someone and let people know what you think. But I see you do discover something that makes you disappointed, some kind of an illusion or deception. Because then we have strength reversed, clarifying the moon. And this tells me that you don't feel like fighting for your vision. Like you have lost hope, very depressed. And I'm seeing that you're going to need to use your inner and outer resolve to go on. And I'm seeing here that it must go on. You must go on. Whatever this Ten of Swords is, you have to go on. And I'm seeing that you will overcome setbacks. I also see that your story, your opinion with the Ace of Swords, it's important. And so you have to go on to live out your story. I also see with the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords that you feel like your expression has been censored, like you couldn't really talk about something previously because it was just too painful. But over and over again, I keep getting the message to take the initiative, to like rewrite your story or continue writing your story. Because, when you're alive, your story is not over. There's still more to be written. I think of it as the best has not been written yet. So there's more in the future. Next, we have the Eight of Wands, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. This tells me you want a quick fix. Could be a get-rich-quick scheme. But I'm seeing that it's going to take time to rebuild whatever happened, okay? We didn't even have the Tower, and it's like something crumbled. This also says the human condition is all about, depending on other people to help, living out your story, expressing yourself, doing it often and with passion and gusto. And it could be like all these feelings, all these secrets, all these things, like secrets is right next to the moon is why I was thinking that. All these secrets that came rushing in at you. And all of a sudden all this like bombardment, and now you have to rebuild. But it's actually going to take some courage. This says you need a lot of courage to rebuild because not everybody can get back up and start again. And you feel like you can't. I'm not really sure what is going on, but you feel like you have no courage. This says you have to. It's really not a choice. Because with the Death card, this really is a complete and total transformation. So I'm seeing something's probably totally gone and there needs to be a complete rebuilding from the foundation. This could be a relationship. It could be just your life. It could be a job. But I'm seeing a lot. It doesn't go with every card and it doesn't have a story to it. But for people who are writers, I am seeing that some of you be writing like your first novel and you're giving it to the publisher. And so that's just kind of what I'm seeing here. An author that's really nervous about sending out their first novel. Because then once it's out of your hands, anybody can interpret it the way they want to. And I think some of you have been rejected a whole bunch. And so you're very nervous. And I do see here, like, there'd be the need to edit your book once you send it in. But don't take that as a rejection, because all books need to be edited. But also don't let somebody censor you, because I'm seeing that you need to express yourself, your opinion, loudly, and never give up. And it may not very well be expressing your opinion. It may just be saying like your own essence, expressing yourself, being like living pretty much. Like live and live loud and live just, for some of you who've lost someone, like live because somebody else is not able to. And I'm seeing here that, I told you earlier, this does take courage, even when you either feel you have none or you have none. And this is saying do it anyway. Okay. It's not saying like suck it up. It's just saying you have to. There's lots of things that happen in our lives that are tragedies, and people still continue to go on about their lives. Okay. I'm also seeing no quick fix. No, stay away from get rich quick schemes, because you'll lose money. I'm also seeing you're unaware of your destiny. You're unaware of like what a miracle it is, first to be alive and then to be yourself. All right, the next we have Wheel of Fortune reversed, which almost always talks about your luck's run out, bad fortune. But usually the advice here is trust that all this bad fortune that you've been having is going to turn for the positive. This is saying that you're going to create your own miracles. So yeah, when you rebuild, it's going to be like creating your miracle, because it's something that should not have been able to be done, and you do it. And people will probably ask you, how did you, bounce back from that? I'm seeing you're going to overcome on a personal level. And I do see here a little bit of losing focus. So I'm seeing there'd be some advice for you to keep going, keep trudging. Don't lose sight of your vision. Okay? Keep your goal in mind, whatever it is. Like some days it may just be getting up and brushing your teeth, and that's your goal. Because I'm seeing there could be possible job losses for people. And with the moon, I'm seeing that this is some kind of a rite of passage that you're having to go through. It's just a part of your particular life plan. And with the death here, that could be talking about the rite of passage. Like death is something that we all come to. And it's a rite of passage. It's a way to get to the afterlife. But it's not the end. If somebody died, I'm seeing there's a possibility of getting an inheritance. But I'm thinking either you turn it down or for some reason you just don't get it. Because I see here being cut off and walking away from resources. And then of course we have Wheel of Fortune and Page of Pentacles reversed. So it's like letting something slip out of your hands. And this is also like choosing to end something or give something up. And I think some of you will be retiring. And so you're choosing to, for lack of a better word, end your struggles pretty much. But I do caution with money, just make sure you're saving money and don't fall into any kind of schemes or investments, at least not for them, because it looks like it could end up badly, especially if you're retiring. And I'm seeing one way you could probably do this with the moon card is get some kind of a job where you don't actually work. Like you need some passive income so you don't end up like homeless. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing for people who are dealing with the relationship stuff, I see you're getting your freedom from suffering. So I think some of you will be too. And for those of you who are kind of dealing with death in some way, know to just kind of realize that it is part of life and that somebody's probably getting out of some suffering that they felt they could not get out of, even though they really could have. I know that sucks. That's what most people talk about. If somebody commits suicide, for instance, they say, they didn't have any hope. They didn't have any courage or resolve to keep going. But they could have, and I needed to be there type of thing. So I'm seeing the need to refrain from that kind of thinking. Definitely change your attitude or your mind. But yeah, I'm seeing feeling like you're not being able to create something. And it's as if you're being cut out or censored in some way. So I'm seeing the need to do the opposite, keep going anyway, keep speaking, keep writing, whatever it might be. Okay, so I do see a new beginning. So lots of creativity and commitment and possibly a new job. What are some steps that Capricorn can take to have a good outcome for the month of 17? Nine of Swords, you need to come out of that depression. Face reality, face the music. And actually, I see that here with 5 of Cups and the Moon. You're turned away, so you're not facing reality. But also I'm seeing you're going to turn away from an illusion. You're going to get out of it, and it's probably going to cause some kind of heartache. And then with the Eight of Wands, I'm seeing the need to face the music. But the thing I like about this reading is in every direction that somebody's facing, like facing this way, you're facing away from illusions. Five of Pentacles, they're facing away from misfortune. I'm seeing don't be passive, take some action. And also just save a little bit of money if you can. That's always a good idea anyway. And then you're just going to have to keep going. Keep writing your story, literally or figuratively. And that's pretty much the whole gist of it. Nine of Cups. You'll get to a point where you're emotionally satisfied. Not quite completely satisfied, because it's not the Ten of Cups. But you're mostly there. There's just that one little thing that's missing, and it's going to be this whole tragedy in your life. Okay, but you're going to be, you might even receive that inheritance eventually. But it's almost like it's not really something you really, really want, because it may have had to come at a price. And there's always those little things that are kind of like a little bitty chip on the shoulder kind of thing. Just something that doesn't make everything. Maybe 5 is okay. Alright. What other messages do you have for Capricorns for the month of 17? Release the burden. Now, for those of you who be contemplating suicide, for whatever reason, that is not this. This is saying let go of what's burdening you, not letting go of your life. Okay? And this is always a good thing. Okay? So I think you are going to release it, and it's going to be a very good thing. I apologize for neighbors whose dogs were barking in the background the entire time and just now stopped. I didn't want to stop the video and redo it because I felt like there was an urgency to do it now. Once I started the video anyway. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And let me know how it turns out for you. At the end, sometimes there's a Bible verse, and sometimes I forget them and sometimes I don't. So here it was Psalm 16. I love the Lord, for he hears my voice, please, for he turns his ear to me whenever I call. The bonds of death encompassed me. The torments of Sheol overtook me. I came upon trouble and sorrow, and I invoked the name of the Lord. O Lord, save my life. The Lord is gracious and beneficent. Our God is compassionate. The Lord protects the simple. I was brought low, and he saved me. Be at rest once again, O soul. So I thought that was really sweet that came out for you guys. Before I actually got to really look at the cards and everything. But so that was for you guys. And you don't have to be happy, but you do have to keep going. So good luck to you guys.